Have you ever wondered what happened to Silento? Because I sure do. So much so that I'm making a video about it. Infolitus, today we are going to be talking about the rise and fall of Silento. You know, y'all used to watch his videos when we were younger, you know, the Whippin' Nene, the listen to his song. But after his song and his fame after around 2016, no one even heard about him. No one even really talked about him. But before I get into that, make sure you guys subscribe and like, and make sure you guys have all that good stuff on, and follow the Snapchat info_lit. You guys already know it. I will be adding you guys back, so make sure you guys watch the end because today is going to be a really good one. So grab some food, sit in the kitchen, dim the lights, and start eating, and let's get it. He was born January 23rd, 1998, and his name is Richard Lamar Hawk. He dropped his first hit song, Watch Me Whippin' Nene, which peaked at number 3 on the Billboard US 100, which is absolutely crazy, man. He freaking dropped his first ever song and went number 3, but we all should have known something was up after that. But it's not for the reasonings that you may think. He grew up in a hard life, you know. He was found with multiple drugs in his system, including cocaine, heroin, and weed. He grew up seeing his family members attempting to kill one another, which is actually insane, you know. Growing up in that harsh of an environment must have been crazy to go through and experience, you know. And of course, you guys already know he was raised in Atlanta. A lot of these big rappers are from Atlanta. It's a really big music scene area, as you guys know, that in New York, of course. And a lot of his time he was, you know, in a juvenile detention center. But then in school, he began performing music as a part of a group in 8th grade before making it a solo career in high school, which is where he then lost his talent show. So instead, he just dropped the song by itself, Watch Me Whippin' Nene. And after he posted that song on SoundCloud, it absolutely blew up. It didn't happen overnight, you know. He had to go through a lot of promotional places. He put it on roller rinks, he put it on all these other places, and then he made a viral hashtag called Watch Me Dance On. By the summer, you already know what happened of June of 2015. That song was everywhere. No one could not go anywhere without hearing that song. Even I performed that song in the talent show when I was a little kid. I remember that. We did the dance, we did the everything. We had it was the finale and everything, which is funny because that's where he performed his first song too. And that's why we saw in the music video why he was out of school and did all that types of stuff, because it's probably what happened in real life. You know, people probably just didn't have it on the same type of level until obviously you blow up and then everyone likes you. It also stayed on there for 53 weeks and a certified 6-time platinum. That almost went it almost went diamond. That is insane for a first song, for an only single. That is crazy. Then he got on Good Morning America, performed the song, and by the end of the year in December, it had 500 million views, and as of now, it's still sitting at 1.9 billion. He was nominated in the Teen Choice Awards in 2015, making him a very, you know, high-end artist. But soon after all of this success, in 2017, after failing to appear at 2 of his scheduled performances, he had a travel ban, and that made he had to forfeit his password and barring him from leaving the UAE until he paid the show's promoter $300,000 in their money, but $81,000 in US. And after that, he dropped his first album, Fresh Outta High School, which released August 18th, and then its follow-up, Fresh Outta High School 2, was released 5 months later. But it doesn't end there. Yes, the album was not reviewed good. One of the people wrote pretty much along the lines of, "This shit is ass. It unintentionally feels like a slow descent into madness." If you get a review like that, that just shows that either your mind isn't in the right place to make songs like that, or you just do not know what you're doing. And I haven't heard any of these albums. Obviously, we only listened to the one song by him, and I've never heard another song by him again, and that's not unintentional. That's just because he was never really a crazy artist that I was crazy about. And after that, he really went silent until May of 2019. Silento appeared on the daytime talk show The Doctors to discuss his adverse childhood and experience. And after that, it was a really sad, slippery slope. You know, he was going to different places. He was supposed to be getting, you know, different booking, therapy sessions, stuff like that, but he never showed up and he never went. And then in 2020, he tried to commit suicide. On a real note, guys, if any of you guys are going through anything like that, make sure you guys contact help, you know. And this is why I'm making a little bit of the video, because, you know, if you're going through a little bit of some issues, you guys need to talk about it. So I'll leave a link in the description to make sure you guys go there if you need anybody, because I went through a rough time like that and I had to talk to somebody about it. So we all go through stuff like that, and you're not alone, man. Now that little PSA is out of the way, in August of 2020, he was arrested in Orange County by the Sheriff's Department. And man, oh man, did he keep spiraling, guys. It gets worse. But before I get into that, if you guys are enjoying the video, make sure you guys like and subscribe. You know what I'm saying, the most real chill videos out here. So make sure you guys do all of that. This is the crazy part of the story. He came into a home and swung on 2 people in search of his girlfriend, which were the wrong people. He was then disarmed, and then by the Los Angeles Police Department came in, and he was charged with 2 counts of assault with a deadly weapon. But yep, it gets worse, more than you guys thought. He was then assigned with speeding, reckless driving, parking in a prohibited space, and driving on roadways lane for traffic in October of 2020. Man, I know 2020 wasn't a good year for us, but damn, he was having a real bad year. But it gets even worse. At around 3:30 a.m., Silento's 34-year-old cousin, Frederick Rooks, was found bleeding profusely by the police with a gunshot wound in his face and leg before dying. Silento was then immediately arrested with the connection with the shooting and charged with malice murder and felony murder. And for anyone that doesn't know what that means, that basically means that he manifested and took his own hands and basically planned that out and went and didn't even think of it twice. This offense in Georgia is like a main Georgia thing, and it's basically the same thing as first-degree murder in other states. And then his stupid ass tried to get a freaking $25,000 bail request. We all know drug dealers who have done 10 times less, just sold a little bag of weed or something, who will go to jail and have 1,000 times more bail requests than that. Like way more money. And he wanted $25,000. I guess to his 34-year-old cousin, he was only worth $25,000, which no human's worth that amount any money, but that's crazy. At least $1 million, come on. Like I said, no one's worth money, but at least $1 million, at least, you know, have some dignity. 25,000. As of June 2025, he was sentenced to 30 years in prison after pleading guilty but mentally ill to the lesser charge of voluntary manslaughter. He also received a consecutive 5-year sentence for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Because it gets even worse. He fired another gun at 2 different people. And it sucks too, because in 2015, his whole style was the rap and singing. You know, it was a newer thing, especially back in 2015. And he didn't even use a whole lot of cuss words in his songs. All these other people who look up to him and look at how bad of a person he was. Now, as of me and a lot of people like Larry Lawton, for example, we don't believe in bad people. We believe in bad choices. And this dude made a whole lot of bad choices. And it just sucks to see that the mix between people, you know, getting in his way, songs, fame, ego, the way that he grew up, everything just spiraled him out of control. So let me know in the comments if you guys believe that, you know, it was just his, you know, mental state, if it was him really just getting all of it, everything at once. What do you guys think it could have been? So that is the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like I said, leave stuff down in the comments. Let me know if you guys enjoyed the video. I will be posting every single day until August 13th. And after that, we're going to be going to weekend videos. We'll probably do once a week to 2 times a week if I have enough time. And I will let you guys know in advance if I'm going to be missing an upload or whatever it may be. But I hope you guys enjoyed this little documentary slash, you know, commentary of just a rapper that I used to listen to a lot. And it sucks to see that he changed into what he did. But I'll see you guys in the next video. Infolia out.